Hello and welcome to your new APJ Programs Enablement Dashboard. This is a review of how to move around and where to find everything. The dashboard should look and feel very familiar to you. Y'all have been going in and changing the colors on the status to indicate the status of a given program in your region. But each one of you has been doing tasks on your own, and we're trying to standardize some of that to help new people and to make things a little bit more clear for everyone. So when you go in, you'll have a link to this recording up here when you click this how to, and you can watch this over and over again. When we start off here at the first link, we'll have a link directly to your NSX sales training, where this sheet should be very familiar to you guys, where you go in and you check the boxes and you maybe add a little link or something like that. If we close this, we'll go back to our dashboard, and if we look at the field readiness assessment, you'll see it's just a link straight to that sheet right there. And if you hover over this little guy right here, the two little people next to the name, you'll see who is currently on that sheet. So if I close that and scroll down a little bit more, there's a new link here, and this is going to take us to a different view. But before we do that, I just want to explain a little bit about what's going on under the covers here. So under our programs, we have a folder called in our Enablement Live main bucket, we have the programs folder, and then we're going to be organizing this a little bit more. The programs we have in the new manner it's just the SE Bootcamp right now. So if I click on the SE Bootcamp, you'll see individual sheets for each one of the events that are happening in your regions. So if I go in here, I can see all of the tasks that Michaela is going to do for the SE Bootcamp in Melbourne. If we close this out, I've replicated the data as best I could. Please double check everything, but you can see these are organized by name, and that's alphabetical. And then what we've incorporated is this new thing to you guys. It's called a report. What a report does is it looks for certain things, certain identifiers in these underlying sheets to show you all of those at the same time. So if I click on this here, you'll see it's a list of all of the SE Bootcamp sheets, the individual sheets. But we're getting some good summary data here. We're seeing all the programs, so we know if they're confirmed, if they're already completed. Obviously, if they're already completed, all the tasks should be done. You can see I've got some formulas in here, and these major header rows have been locked so that we can preserve those formulas. So now that I've shown you that and explained what a report is, real quick, this is how you set up a report. You just tell it to look at a bucket and find certain qualities. And in the case of this NSX Core SE Bootcamp, we have looked in our live sheets workspace, where there's a column called Summary Report, so that it'll show up. Make sure that's checked, and if that's checked, then I also want you to make sure that the title of this is NSX Core SE Bootcamp. In any sheet where that title of event is that, it will show up on this list. So now that I've shown you that, let's go back to our dashboard. I believe Andy's sending this link out, and you will be able to jump in here and take a look at this yourself. Again, I have gone in and tried to replicate all of your information, so it should be pretty up to date, but just go in and double check stuff for me, okay? So we're back here in the same view. So that link off of the main page is simply to a report that takes you to a list of all of the regions and cities where an event is happening, and that event in this case is the SE Bootcamp. One of the neat things about reports is that you can make edits in the report. So you could change this date, say I got one of these dates wrong. say these were vice versa, you can make a change here and it will change in the underlying sheet. So that's very handy. And I put myself in your shoes a little bit, and all the information you have to gather. And I kind of envisioned you guys coming in here and being able to update your information as far as MyLearn and lab links and things like that, and who's local contact. The important thing to note here is that anything that's a contact column is going to be an actual contact in Smartsheet. So when you have a contact column like instructor or owner, then you'll be able to associate an email and name in the same field. That's why I broke out mobile number. Figured that was very important. I work with live events here in the US, so I thought you guys would want to have that stuff handy. Instead of shoving it all into one cell, though, you're going to separate out the contact, because we have James's email address in here, from the mobile number and their Skype if you want. We have this listed as SME. In this particular case, on the SE Bootcamp sheet, there's a column called NSXBU contact, but we're trying to standardize this across all of the programs, so it's going to be SME, so subject matter expert, and you either have one or two, and I put that second column in because some of you had multiple people in a single column. So from an execution standpoint, we can see that Gary is finished here in Hong Kong, so he has checked all these buttons. And because this has happened in the past, the date of this event is 6/22. You'll notice if he wasn't complete with these things, the balls are going to turn red over here. But I'll show you in just a moment what it looks like for you guys whose events haven't happened yet. So if I close this guy out, we'll go into one that's going to happen fairly soon. So here's one on the 16th, and if I click into Melbourne, we see that a number of tasks have been completed. You'll notice that our pre-event tasks is still yellow, though, because we haven't checked all of the balls that are underneath. So once we checked off these tasks, that ball will turn green next to pre-events. So it makes it really easy for reporting. Hopefully it's easy for you guys too. I tried to lay this out so it's simple. You open it up, there's the stuff I got to do. If it's green, I don't need to worry about it. Once I get through with an event, you'll notice that our percent complete is slowly climbing up. And the other thing to note is we want everything to eventually be green, right? So there's this ops ticket needed. I'm not 100% on everything that needs to have a ticket associated with it, but it's been made clear to me that there are a few items that must have a ticket. So if this box is checked, then this will be red, and it's just a visual indicator. Hey, you need to fill this in. But if there's no ops ticket associated with that particular item, you just uncheck that item, and it will no longer be red over here. So worth noting. Okay, as we move over to just kind of maneuvering. So I'm back in this view. Just about anywhere you are, I've tried to create a circular motion so that you can move from one place to another to another. And you can see if you happen to notice, on most of the sheets that we've been on, or nearly all of them, you've got this APJ dash over here on the left, and you've got this active here just next to it. So if you're maneuvering around, right now I'm in the program view. If I'm Gary and I don't want to worry about the things that I've already done, like Hong Kong and Taipei, then I can go out to the active view, and it's only going to show programs that are yes confirmed. So we put a little filter on this that says only show me the events that are either yes confirmed or agreed not confirmed. So agreed not confirmed or yes confirmed will show up on this list. So we don't have to look at the stuff that you've already done. And then now Gary's just got 2 less he's got to worry about. But you'll see here that Estlin has a one coming up on the 6th, and it's red. Well, why is it red? Well, I've built in a formula that says if the date that the task is due, the pre-event tasks are all just automatically set to 7 days less than whatever the event date is. So if you need or want to go and change any of these dates, you can. So you just go in and change that. And if I was to change this to a later date, let's see, watch the red ball here. Notice how it turned yellow. So now that we're outside of a certain time period, the ball will turn, has gone back to yellow. And then if I moved it out even further, you'll notice it goes to gray. So it's just a nice visual indicator to let you know, hey, there's something you need to pay attention to here. So I'm going to change that back. And if you want to add new tasks, so let's say Estlin has some additional tasks she wants to add to this list. She would come over here and she would highlight one or more rows. So she could go copy and paste. There is another method for entering in. You could hit insert, but we're going to do copy paste. So that's the way we enter new tasks. The reason we do that is so that all those little formulas I've been showing you populate accurately and everything flows normally. So new task equals copy, right mouse click over here, copy, right mouse click, paste, and you've got yourself a new task. If there's tasks that you don't want, like the ones we just created, you just right mouse click and delete. So there'll be, and that will make all the formulas work hunky-dory. So again, if you want to go back to the dashboard, you click this guy over here, and it will take you back to the dashboard. You want to see the boot camp, you can. And if you want to dive into an individual event, you can dive down into that event, fill in your ticket numbers, and the values will no longer be red. And if it's not something that needs a ticket number, just uncheck that box. That way you don't have that visual cue that says, I need to get this filled in. You can use this to look the active hyperlink to get to only active program events. And again, you click back in, you can go out to the dashboard and maneuver at will. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Kris Walsh, and thank you to Andy and Robin for helping put all this together. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day.